What's up, YouTube? Welcome or welcome back to the Saving Men's Lives Network. Today, fellas, I want to talk to you about the growth of the open relationships and open marriages that seem to be everywhere in our culture. Western society has been under a direct attack for the better part of 100 years due to very dangerous philosophies, not the least of which is feminism. Several of its stated goals are to destroy the nuclear family, which is the building block of most societies, going back as far in history as you'd like. And the fastest way to do this is to disincentivize men to engage in the practice of marriage and child making, or to tear it apart once said union has been entered into through incentives for the woman. The biggest problem that I've got with this system is understanding female nature and how dangerous it is to add something like this into your reality. I'll give an example. For you guys who personally, or maybe you know a guy who's been approached with the idea or is presently in a open relationship, there's a few things you can count on, set your watch by, if you will. And that is, when a woman comes to you and she offers an open relationship, there's three things you need to know. Number one, she is officially your ex-girlfriend, but too cowardly to tell you. Number two, she's already been getting smashed out and banged out behind your back when she's asking for this, or she's got 1 or 12 guys lined up with their phone in their shirt pocket, waiting for the go-ahead, waiting for the phone call that goes something like this: he's gonna go for it, or he agreed to it, I'll see you in about a half hour. Oh yeah, the groundwork has either been laid and is waiting for her to press the red button, or she's already been getting her back blowed out by a long strong that's not attached to you when she approaches you with an open relationship or an open marriage. And number three, your exit strategy begins the moment she opens her mouth. So let me talk about that from the start and work my way backwards. For you guys that are married, and I thank you for being here, I know that I got a lot of different types of men and boys who watch my content. I don't have any particular grudge against married men, because what I hope is every married guy who watches my content is one of the fortunate few who actually gets to grow old with his wife without adultery being a part of the equation. I really do. A lot of my detractors would have you believe otherwise, but that's not the case. If you've walked down that aisle and you've taken those vows and you meant what you said at that altar, then I want you to succeed. I want your wife to be well behaved. I want her to have at least a modicum of domestic skills. I want her to be someone who wouldn't even think about stepping out on you and thus destroying what you tried so hard to build all this point. But for you guys who are going through it right now in your marriage, and your wife comes to you and she offers you an open marriage, I don't care what time of day it is. If she brings it up right before bed and everything's closed, when the sun rises, my friend, you need to be on the phone with an attorney, finding out what your options are and how best to mitigate the decimation that's soon to come. Because if a woman comes to you and offers herself to other men, she's telling you to your face without telling you to your face, this right here you've invested in has not been worth your time, is going to be very expensive to get rid of, and was never worth it. And you need to be aware of that. For you guys just dating, or maybe you're engaged and she's offered this up, understand, fellas, you cut bait. You cut bait and run. She's done with you. And she's already moved on in her mind, which is the most important part of this conversation, fellas. There's an old song. I forgot who sings it. But the gist of it goes, your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. I'm going to find that. And if I do, I'm going to leave a link to that song down in the description box below so you can hear it for yourself. But that was a red pill song from, God, probably 40, 50 years ago. Oldie but goodie type, Motown type song. But yeah, if she's already entertaining the idea of other men being inside of her, if she's already entertained the idea of other men jizzing all over her face, if she's already entertained the idea of having her fantasies while with you and having access to your provisions, your protection, and yes, access to you being her emotional tampon, because it's very difficult to be in a committed relationship with a woman and not to listen to her boring ass stories and her boring ass day. Very difficult to do that without being said to be insensitive or you don't care about my feelings. No, that's that bull. Very hard to do. So if you've invested that much of yourself and she's telling you that she not only wants to do that, but that it'll be a good idea that she does it, and it'll be great for our relationship, you're being played for a fool, my friend. We don't tolerate that here at the Saving Men's Lives Network. So I want you to understand, fellas, if she's asking for an open relationship, she's long gone. I made a video a while back that addresses this indirectly. The video was called She Leaves You Long Before She Walks Out That Door. Women have no problem disengaging from a relationship where a man has invested his time, his energy, and his money, because they truly believe the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, as opposed to watering their own grass and keeping it green. True story. Especially if she's still young and relatively attractive, especially if she's still within her fertility window. Oh yeah, her DMs are full. Her coworkers are all up in her face. The neighbors, the guys at the grocery store in the produce section. I mean, there's nowhere she can, the post office, there's nowhere she can go where guys aren't trying to get at the girl you've claimed as your own. The real question is, what kind of character does she have? Does she have the internal fortitude? Does she have the strength? Was she raised properly enough to say no in the face of all that temptation? Only you know for sure. But only she knows for certain. And the thing is, if you've been placed in this position, it's an absolute position of loss. You've nothing to gain from an open relationship, because what will normally happen is, let's say she gets you to agree, right? Let's say you simp out and you agree that we're going to open up our marriage, we're going to open up our relationship. Within an hour, she can have a conga line. Guys lined up, all different races, heights, you name it, within the hour, if that long. Most guys don't have the ability to just jump off and exercise that many options, especially not that quickly. So for the first week, first month, first 2, 3, 5 months, she is getting railed on the regular, trying to kiss you with the mouth that was wrapped around another man's long strongs just 20 minutes ago. Did she even wash her face or wash the jizz out of her hair? Who even knows? But as soon as the guy stumbles across a young lady who might be an option, all of a sudden, slam on brakes, let's close the relationship. Slam on brakes, let's close the marriage back up. Because now she has competition anxiety. Because now she's understanding, oh crap, this was just supposed to be a one-sided deal for me. Now he's benefiting from going out here. No, fellas. Open marriages, open relationships do not work. The closest thing you'll ever get to it somehow kind of working is if when you and she met, you both were into alternative lifestyle type of things and y'all met that way, and maybe you guys could keep that going. But if you are anything close to a regular person and you understand what a commitment means, at least traditionally, this is not a good thing for you. Never let it be you, fellas. Never let it be you. Just say no like Nancy Reagan did back in the 80s. All right? That's it. That's my time. Like the video, comment down below. Subscribe to the channel. Never let your brother suffer in silence when the truth can set him free. Network as we working. Till next time.